Hey everyone, it's Apache here and welcome back to FTB Beyond here on the CreedCraft server. Since last episode and this one, I have been really quite busy. I've done a fair few things I want to show you around before we get into what we're doing this episode. And so first of all, I have moved the power ball away and I've upgraded the fusion crafting system as well. So I'll show you where the power ball is in a minute, but we can see here I have upgraded all of the fusion all the fusion crafting injectors up to the draconic level, and I've added another one as well, so there's 10 in total. So this should be able to do all of the different recipes that are available to us at the moment. I believe that the Chaos Guardian is in the game, although I haven't checked yet, and I don't really want to check until we are at the level where we can actually go and fight it, and it's going to be a really difficult fight as well. First of all, today I want to use this setup. I'll show you how it works, and I want to start upgrading my arms and armour up to the draconic level. And so if we have a look quickly at the recipes for all of these, we can see that they're all very much the same. We've got the awakened core, the draconic energy core, the awakened draconium ingots, and that is the same for pretty much all of them. And then over here we've got the sword, the bow and stuff as well. So it's the same recipe for all of them. And so we should be able to place these into here. And so that's those put into there. At the back here I've got a stone storage chest, or just an inventory. Going out, I've got it turned off at the moment, so these are on insert, but these would normally be on export. And then into the backs of these, and these have got filters in them for various different items. And so this is a very simple, I've only got 7 of them set up as well. This is a very simple auto crafting setup. At the top here we've got a stone storage going into a hopper, going into the fusion crafting core, and the output goes into this chest here. And then we have the redstone clock, as you saw last episode as well. So we should be able to now place all of these into here, and it will automatically start crafting up. So that is all of the arms, all of the weapons. And so if we just grab these out as well, can place them into there, and this will craft up and upgrade all of those. I'm going to leave those to it. This is chunk loaded, so whilst they're going through, I'll show you what I've done with the power. So first of all, I have upgraded the solar panels here to draconic solar panels, and so these are now actually creating a surplus. It doesn't really show it at the moment because it's outputting all its power for the fusion crafting. And also it is putting it into the Powerball. Well, to be more precise, it's putting it into both of them. This is 2 tier 8 Powerballs, and this is exactly where I wanted to put them. They fit pretty much perfectly. I would have liked to have inserted these into the walls, but they are not quite big enough. These have to be within 16 blocks, and that means dead on 16 blocks. So this is 15 blocks away, so it is 16 blocks including the core of it. But I have 2 tier 8s here. I know this is going completely overboard. These store almost infinite energy within each one of them, but I'm essentially going to use one of them as a main power and one of them as a backup, or I might use one of them as my power and one of them as community power. I'm not sure yet. Depends on how much excess we can get into the system. So if we have a look at these, this one's currently got 61,000 million RF, and it's increasing at 150,000 RF per tick. And this one has got 193,000 million RF, and it's up, increasing at 330 odd thousand RF per tick. And so these are on a separate controller to the output. So I've got 2 controllers upstairs, if I show you that. In the back here you can see I've got two of them now. So this one is power storage, and so the connections on this, I've got the 4 plugs up there. So these 4 plugs going in. I have the flux controller, which is this, and 2 flux points, which are on each of those power balls downstairs. And then this one is power distribution now instead of main power. And the connections on this, you can see I've got a load of flux points, and we've got power ball left, and this one is going to be renamed to power ball right as well. I replaced this to try and get it all working. And so we've got the controller and however many flux points we want basically on this. So this is our main power distribution. And so that's how I've done that. And I've done it like this so that it splits off the power coming in compared to the power going out. It allows me to add power generation without interfering with the power distribution. So essentially separates the 2 different systems so I know exactly what's going in and out of the other. And it also means that I can put the flux plugs kind of separated away from the power storage. So I've got power generation, power storage and power distribution. And it means all 3 of those systems can be separated off from one another and split up across different dimensions, different locations around the overworld and wherever we want to put them. One of the main reasons I've done this is because I've also built a void to the portal here, and typically I don't have a pickaxe now, so I will get my spare pick here just to pick this up because it's in a bit of a perilous location at the moment. Because when you come back through it, you take damage. So I'll just put this, say, in the centre of the floor there. And if we step on this, and I think it is right click on it, then we come through to a new world. And you can see this is where it was actually set up before, this is where it's set up now, and this is just a complete empty void world. So there's nothing here, and this is the perfect place to put the draconic storage, sorry, the draconic generator, the power generator, which, if you don't know what that is, it's a huge, another power ball like the power storage ball, but it creates or generates energy and then sends it to wherever you want, but it has a tendency of blowing up, and it's got a 300 block blast radius, which will destroy everything from build limit to bedrock within that radius and leave it looking like a post-nuclear apocalypse wasteland type thing. So if we head back now, we should actually be able to, in fact, I will place oh, never mind. I was going to shift click it, but I normally clicked it instead. So I'll go back through and I'll place a location in for the advanced dislocator. But if we head back outside now, all of that crafting should be done. So let's head on over and have a look. So this looks like it's finished. So now we have all the draconic arms and armour. However, there is one more stage to this. You can see I've got some more stuff in there because I want to build, if we have a look again at the recipes for this, I want to build this staff, draconic staff of power. And so we have the pickaxe as a catalyst. We have the core and 5 awakened draconium ingots and the shovel and the sword. So we have, if I take that out, we want the pickaxe in there. I want the sword, the shovel, and I think that's it. So we go to put that one on there, that one on there, and I need, what, a couple more of these? Just in case. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. and that will start crafting up now. Whilst that's doing, we can put our armour on, and this will quickly fill up. So now we have 64 million RF stored in our battery, you can see on the bottom left there, and we have 512 armour in total. And these will have some more interesting properties on them, we'll have a look at in a minute as well. And there we go, there is the Draconic Staff of Power. And this will allow us to really consolidate down our tools quite a lot, because this staff acts as a pickaxe, it acts as a shovel, you can see that, and it also acts as a sword. It also has 60 attack damage from the off, and we can upgrade that I think to about 108, 120, something along those lines. So this is probably the most powerful weapon we will have for a long time. The bow here we can upgrade as well. You can see we can upgrade this for dig speed, dig AoE, attack damage, attack AoE, and RF capacity as well. So we've got massively upgradable arms and armour. I won't go through the upgrading stuff with you now, but I will show you how it is done. You can see we've got these keys here, there's RF capacity, attack damage and dig speed. And if we have a look in here at Draconic, you can see there is all of these ones as well. I think I showed you these slightly at the last episode, or maybe the episode before. So these are essentially used as ingredients within a crafting recipe. If we have a look in here, you can see this is an example of one with the arrow damage and these ingredients. Now there's one thing to make sure you're aware of with the upgrading here is if you say want to go for, see this is the basic one with golden apples, diamonds and Eye of Ender and the Draconic Core. But if you want to go up same upgrade key but to the Draconic level, then you need first of all the basic and then the Wyvern upgrade and then the Draconic upgrade. So you won't be able to put this on without putting the others on before. And that's what I've done with this Draconic Flux Capacitor. It started off with 320 million RF stored. Was it 256 million? Yeah, 256 million RF stored. And by taking it up to Draconic level, you can see on here I've got upgrades. RF capacity is Draconic. I had to put on basic and Wyvern before I put on the Draconic. So that's pretty much all you need to know with that. I think now we will leave Draconic Evolution alone for a while and we'll get on with something else. I think the next mod I want to have a look at is another magic mod. It's called Roots. It's one that I haven't really had too much of a look at all. However, I know that Nathan has been doing some of it recently. He's at least started in it. Hasn't got too far, but he recorded a little bit with me a few days ago, and so I will play that clip now just to show you what is some of the stuff available within the mod.
Well, I couldn't find a creeper, but Apache happened to be online, so I wanted to show you something. I've been kind of messing around with the Roots mod, and I made a little something, and it's kind of fun. So, here.
What have you got me into? What on earth is that?
Lightning.
I've got my my beacon on up there.
Yeah.
Which gives me regen 3, I think it is.
Yeah.
Regen 2, and resistance 2, and saturation 2, and that still goes through it. Still takes me down a few hearts.
Well, it is a lightning strike, but yeah, this is kind of fun. So yeah, it's just a little staff. You right click, and whatever you're looking at will be struck by lightning. Oh, that was cruel.
I thought it would do one target at a time.
Well, lightning does have an area of effect. That actually only did 1 heart to me. Oh, that did a bit more. Okay, you're gonna kill me. No, no, no!
That gets you back for last time. So there we go, that is a Staff of Lightning. You can charge creepers with it, kind of similar as we did with the Reliquary, the handgun with Reliquary, with the storm rounds. So with roots, the first thing we want to do, I'm loving this new armour by the way, is build one of these runic tablets. And if I just show you all the stuff for roots, the very first thing you're going to need to do is chop down some tall grass, like I've done all over the place around here, and you get these old roots. And there is also a small chance of getting these verdant sprigs, and they're going to be important later on as well. So if we have a look at this runic tablet, you use that with an old root, 3 seeds and a stone. So I'll get one of those and clear that so I don't accidentally get another one. And one of the really nice things about this mod is the actual runic tablet. Kind of similar with the Draconic Evolution stuff, we have the tablet. This has a completely different GUI than pretty much any other mod I've seen. And if you look, it is really nice. Fills up the entire screen. It is a whole kind of walkthrough of whatever you need to know. It's got some really nice effects, and it's got back arrows here to kind of take you through all the different stuff. So the first thing we want to have a look at is in here. So we have bark harvesting, which is probably the first thing we're going to need to do. So we create, sorry, just read this. Trees are very important to do natural magic. Using some wood and some saplings, you can create a knife capable of softly harvesting the bark from trees, which can be used in recipes and rituals. Right-click a log block to harvest bark from it, with a chance of breaking the log. And so with this, we can actually start kind of chopping down trees with this knife and get bark from it. So that is the first thing we're going to build here. So again, I go back to roots. We can see it is, where is it? This one, bark knife. And we'll see if we've got enough. Yes, yes we do, easily. And so now we need some saplings. I'll just grab a load of oak saplings. I don't know if the bark is separate for each tree, so we're just going to come down over here into the wood cutting down area and place a couple of these, and I need some bone meal as well, just to make this a lot quicker. So if we grow these trees up, and then we can cut these down. So if I get this out, you can see I've got oak bark here, so it does look like there is different barks. If I just get all of these trees, that should be a decent amount. I've got 42 there. So let's see what we can do with 42 of them. So we come back into the runic tablet. And so now I'm just going to have a quick read through this just so that I know what I'm doing, so that it's not the blind leading the blind, and I will be right back with you. Okay, so it seems like there are 4 main parts to this mod. There is the crafting stuff here. There is the spell crafting stuff here. The next page is rituals. And the next page is this kind of otherworld thing, which I'm not too sure about. I haven't really looked up on this yet. This will be for another time, basically, and so will the rituals. We're going to focus today on the spell crafting, and there is a spell that I've found which is going to be very handy. Within this mod, we don't have the not enough wands mod, and well, within this pack we don't have that mod, and so we don't have the acceleration wand. But with this spell here, we can actually create an acceleration wand. And so you see, essentially the way this works, you create a mortar and pestle, or a pestle and mortar, and you create an imbuer here. So we're going to do that first, and we'll walk through step by step. So we need the mortar here. So we will come into here and go back to roots. And see, the pestle is 5 pieces of diorite. So that's the pestle that we need. And then the mortar is here. And so you put the mortar on the floor, you place all of the ingredients that you want within this, and then you right click it with the pestle and it will create a dust. And the other thing we need is the imbuer. Where is that? Can we see it? There it is, the imbuer. And so this is chiseled stone brick and a stick. We don't have the chiseled stone brick, so we will get the chisel and some stone. Not hardened stone, regular stone, there we go. And I might as well keep some of this in the system anyway, so we'll get that. And so now, place one of those in there and we get the imbuer. And this looks like a little campfire, place that there. And so this will imbue the dust that comes out of this into a staff, or a stick to make a staff. And so if we have a look at the recipe for the one we're trying to make, so in the the pestle and mortar, you can see we've got this icon here, represents the pestle and mortar. We need an oxide daisy, end stone, a gold ingot, and some dragon's breath, and that creates the petal dust with 0 potency, 0 efficiency, and 0 size. You can see the oxide daisy is attuned to the passage of time itself. Using the above recipe, you can create a spell capable of increasing the tick rate of furnaces, brewing stands, or other devices that you target with your spell. The device, by default, the spell will triple the rates of these devices. Now, I don't know if this will work on machines that require RF or on any of the other machines, but we will test that out. And so in my inventory here, I'm going to make some space. I have a gold, I'll do this in order. I have an oxide daisy, end stone, gold ingot, and some dragon's breath. And also here I have a dragon's eye and some glowstone dust. Now these, if we come back into the runic tablets here, this allows you to put modifiers on. And the modifiers, mixing some modifiers into your spells can make them much more powerful. Potency modifier, glowstone dust, will improve the strength of a spell's effects. Efficiency, which is redstone dust, will improve the casting cost and number of uses the spell has. And size modifier, gunpowder, will improve the area of effect of the spell. And so for a spell to have modifiers, a certain base ingredient is required. Old Root will allow a spell to be crafted but permit no modifiers. Verdant Sprigs will allow 1 modifier. Infernal Bulbs will allow 2 modifiers, and Dragon's Eye will allow 3. Now these Verdant Sprigs you get from harvesting crops like potatoes and carrots and anything like that which is farmed. The Infernal Bulbs, you get a 1 in 20 chance of them dropping from Netherwort, from collecting Netherwort, and the Dragon's Eye you get a 1 in 10 chance of them dropping from Chorus Fruit. And so I've just been out to the end quickly to gather up some of this Dragon's Eye there. And so if we place all of this in order, the Dragon's Eye has to be placed in before the glowstone dust, basically. So if we place that one in, and then that one, and then that one, and then the Dragon's Eye, and then the glowstone dust. And that will, if we try and place another glowstone dust in here now, it won't work at all. And so now if we right click it with the pestle, we get some dust here. So this dust is acceleration, plus 3 potency, plus 0 efficiency, and plus 0 size. Then if we come into the imbuer here, we can place a stick onto there. Nice little animation. These can be used as display stands as well, I've just realised, for some of the more kind of archaic stuff, the more kind of fantasy stuff. So you can have it floating over a fire pit rather than over, say, a display stand or something else which will allow models or sprites to float like this. And so now if we right click with this, nice little sound and animation, and we get the staff. Type acceleration, 97 uses remaining. And so we can test this out. Let's set up something so we can test this. For the most basic setup of this, I've got 2 furnaces here. Each one of them has got 64 coal in both of them there. And I've got 2 sets of platinum ore here. And so I'm going to put this one into here, and this will be our control, and this one into here. And I will use this wand on here and see how much this affects it. We've got 1 and 1. Aha, there we go. It doesn't seem to have done much. You see we've got 95 uses left on it. So just me, or does this look actually slower? Let's try this again. Maybe it's just for a very, very short amount of time. So let's do it 6. That's got, well, it's just got 7. That's just got 7 as well. So this should start overtaking it. Try it one more time. Interesting. Okay, so now I'm testing this with 2 alloy smelters. I've got some sand in here turning into glass. I've got no upgrades in them either, and they're both the same. And just trying it with this one, if we look at the percentage on the top, if we strike this, it doesn't really seem to make any difference at all. Now, this may be because it's this mod pack. It's maybe something to do with the mod pack. It may be something to do with config options. But is that going faster? Oh, it might be going faster there. It's difficult to tell. So that's one less than amazing wand or staff we've crafted. I'll see if there's anything else I can do with this. I'll test it a couple more times on a couple of different things and see if anything works with it. Okay, so we've got one final test for today with this. See if we can get this working at all. I've got 2 brewing stands set up here. They've both got 16 blaze powder in with 1 water bottle in each, just because that's how many water bottles I had. And so this should be enough to show us how fast this one, as a control, will make an awkward potion. So let's go through this. I'm having a look at the time on the recording to kind of time it. Any time today. Okay, and so that was probably about 12 seconds or so. Does it actually say in here how long it should take? If I have a look at the recipe for this, no it doesn't. I think it's about 12 to 15 seconds, so this should do it in less than 5 seconds. Let's hope. So if we put this in here and then zap it with this, you can see time taken there. Oh yeah, this is going much faster. Okay, so it works on brewing stands. What great help that is. So I have 2 awkward potions there. Okay, yeah, so it works on brewing stands, doesn't seem to work that well on furnaces at all, and doesn't seem to work on alloy smelters. So I don't know how effective this is going to be on anything else. I'll certainly test it on a few different things around the server, see if it makes any difference. It'll be nice if it does, say, like the power gen stuff, and actually get a boost on the power gen. Let's quickly just have a look at that now, see if it has any kind of effect on that. So if we come up here, we have these draconic solar panels here. You can see generation 131,000. So if we Seems like if you even mouse over them, there we go. And so now, no, doesn't produce any more, it doesn't seem. And now, but it's starting to go into the evening, this will actually reduce anyway. So it's about 5 o'clock in the evening now. So yeah, that's a little bit lackluster for the first one. We might have been able to pick a better staff for the first test. That doesn't seem too useful as it is. I was hoping it was going to be a lot better than that, especially with the upgrades we put in it. That +3 potency I thought was going to be much more powerful than it's turned out to be. So on that note, I suppose, that's all we've got time for today. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment and subscribe on the video and to the channel. And join me next time for some more roots. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me by subscribing to the channel and liking and commenting on the videos. Thanks. See you next time.